Really? Because yeah, no, I listen, but Zelensky's the guy we got. I mean, we had, in Cuba, we had Castro. We didn't talk to him. And well, Yasser Arafat, when he was in charge of the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, that's who you had to talk to. That's the game. And that right now the game is Zelensky. Um, and so we'll see what comes out of this weekend. Maybe, maybe they'll figure it out. Maybe the two
Well,
big brained people will figure it out.
last thing I'll say, and we'll move on, is what I know from having worked for the Russians, the Russians. And obviously it's not as sexy as people try to have done write-ups about me to try to paint me as some like Russian asset or something. I wish it was that I was that cool. I wish I was like some secret agent
You
Bond
have that
girl
femme
that,
fatale thing going. I gotta admit, you could
but
do that. You could pull that
that's
off.
really, I was really not that interesting. But having worked with many Russians, I know how the culture works and how they operate. And because Vladimir Putin has all the cards right now. They
Yeah.
are
Yes.
slowly and methodically winning on the battlefield. They're not going to give up their territorial gain.
Mm,
They're not going to they want what they want, and they've said it from the get-go. And Joe Biden didn't believe that from the jump in 2022. The
right.
West has thwarted peace. Remember, Bojo went and thwarted peace talks like 2 months into it. But what this shows me, to have, let's say, any Russian show up to any meeting when you've had a prolonged fight with them, it what this tells me on the diplomatic stage is that some sort of preliminary agreement has already been agreed to, because Vladimir Putin ain't showing up to the US
Yeah.
for nothing, because it'll look like weakness on his end by his people. um, Most of the Russian population is actually pissed off that he hasn't steamrolled all across Ukraine. They're actually way, way, way more war hockey than he is. And he's been the one that's more methodical. They're pissed off. They're just like, steamroll the whole thing all the way to Kiev, man. And he's the one that's taking it low and slow. They're actually pissed off about that. So for him to show up on US soil, that's saying a lot. That alone says a lot to me, because the Russians as a culture do not show up